Hi class, so for my first hotspot I chose Nigeria. Between half and two-thirds of Nigerian women are subject to domestic violence in their homes. In this picture you can see that this woman is advocating for violence to stop. On a daily basis, Nigerian women are beaten, raped, and even murdered by members of their family for supposed transgressions, which can range from not having meals ready on time to visiting family members without their husband's permission. In this photo, you can see that this woman is being beaten by a male. For my next hotspot, I chose Iran. There is no specific recognition of domestic violence in Iranian legislation. And in this picture, you can see that women are protesting. The patriarchal structure, cultural traditions, and religious edicts prevalent in Iranian society create a climate in which women are seen as men's property, and domestic violence thus becomes an accepted expression of male dominance. You can see that this woman wants peace after being beaten. And for my next hotspot, I chose to do Saudi Arabia. The number of reported harassment cases against women and juveniles in Saudi Arabia has reached 2,797 in 1 year. And then you can see that this woman wants freedom. In a study done in Saudi Arabia, 52% of women in the study reported having experienced emotional abuse. And you can see that this woman is saying that just remember verbal abuse is just the same as physical abuse. And then for my YouTube clip, I did it from Iran, and it's a commercial showing how the roles were switched between men and women, and how women are being harassed and how it would feel if a man experienced the same thing.
For my two hotspots, I decided to do Israel and South Africa. Okay. According to the GNO Gun-Free Home, at least 30 women have been killed in Israel since 2002 by spouses who use guns to them as security guards. In December 2011, it was revealed that between 2002 and 2010, security guards in possession of a weapon murdered 12 women and 11 men. The study showed that security companies do not follow the law obligating them to collect weapons from their employees at the end of their shifts. Safety guidelines for private security companies are a must to reduce the chances that innocent civilians will be hurt in crimes involving gun violence. Committees have met to start working on issues in 2013. In this picture, you can see people protesting violence against women. My next hotspot was South Africa. If data for all violent assaults, rapes, and other sexual assaults against women are taken into account, then approximately 200,000 adult women are reported as being attacked in South Africa every year. Statistics estimate that more than 30% of girls have been raped by the time they are 18. Few places in South Africa are safe for girls. Many people are raped in their homes by a relative or family friend, or raped at school, often by teachers. Only a quarter are raped by someone they do not know. This is a picture of somebody experiencing a bad encounter. This is a video of how men view violence against women.
It's him showing you that he loves you, and we are saying as an organization that is abuse.
intombazane ayishaya ngoba sinokuchitela kwesinye isikhathi usuke ufuna uku-impressa abangani bakho ukuthi angeke uzudlule intombazane yakho vele umhlambe ekhaya ufike umshaye tanzani ukuthi unokuphunyukela ama-out vele ushaye wawo intombazane ngisuke ngishaya ngoba ngishitela futhi ngidelela
wawungahlali naye ukhulume naye nihlale phansi nixoxe indaba zenu kunokuthi umshaye
athi manje abanye amantombazane awu-understand.
Okay. Hi guys. For my first hotspot, I chose Yemen. One sec. A couple of facts about Yemen include the literacy rate, which is 73 to 35, male to female, which is pretty alarming. Unfortunately, abortion is legally restricted in Yemen and cannot be performed in public health facilities. And over here you see protests saying, "Stop killing us," and then you can get raped, but not protest against rape. For my next hotspot, I chose Libya. Libya does not specifically criminalize domestic violence. Many Islamic men claim that within their religion, it's permissible to kill their wives if they do not obey them. And you can see here Muammar Gaddafi, which was the former dictator of Libya, and he was responsible for many rapes, even as the leader. For my final hotspot, I chose Sudan. I found a quote from CNN, and it reads, "Rape is a way of life for Darfur's women." This is a really disheartening quote to read. What's even worse is the leader of Sudan, al-Bashir, claims it is not in the Sudanese or Darfur's culture to rape. It does not exist. And then you see this woman is being oppressed, or it's a symbol of oppression because the man's hand is over her mouth. And then you see protests over here. Finally, for my YouTube video, I chose one of Yemeni women burning veils in protest of the domestic violence.
Hello everyone. I chose Somalia, Afghanistan, and Pakistan as my 3 hotspots. I will start with Somalia. This is a woman in Somalia, and you can see the crying on her face. Somalia was ranked 5th by the Trust Law Foundation for the most dangerous country for women to live. Domestic violence in Somalia is extremely common. In 2012, 1,700 cases of rape of internally displaced persons were were reported to the United Nations. In addition, 95% of women face female genital mutilation, mostly between the ages of 4 and 11. This is the cover of Time magazine, which includes an article called "What Happens If We Leave Afghanistan," which describes life for women against the Taliban. Afghanistan was ranked first for the most dangerous country for women to live in by the Trust Law Foundation. Although violence has decreased in Afghanistan since 2001, it is still persistent. Many female politicians are working to stop the violence. In Afghanistan, 70 to 80% of marriages are forced marriages, and women are forced into these. My next country is This is a picture of Malala Yousafzai in the Queen Elizabeth Hospital being treated. This was a picture after she was shot by the Taliban, and she is a very important woman from Pakistan, and she spoke out against violence and was not afraid of the Taliban. This is a picture of Pakistani women protesting violence in their own country. And Pakistan was named the second most dangerous country for women by the Trust Law Foundation, and 90% of women face domestic violence in this country. Now I'm going to show you a video clip from Afghanistan.
It's been nearly 9 years.
I'm just going to fast forward this a little bit.
صدق الله خودی پارسال وقت مکتبا دست من که نظم ملبه گرفته بوده از گفته بوده هیچ چینیه به خدا شاهده به سر همی دارم که کارت فاطمه بستنده بودن کارتایی که به فاطمه بخش نمیگم تا اونا رو بستنده بودن که به خونی هستی بودم چون ظلمایی که اینا کردم دفعه اول نیه فاطمه جان صدقا دفعه اینا هم که من از جان خود زینه بکشم اقلا اگه 35 ساله نصف عمرم که بمونده نصف عمر خود من بخواستم خود شروع کنم.
They're facing domestic violence everywhere, and their government is not doing anything to help them. Sometimes the government is even the perpetrator of all the problems.
We need to change this. Women are continually oppressed, and legislation needs to be passed to help these women in all of these countries.
Something that's truly depressing is the fact that rape happens in all of these countries, and the government doesn't even think it's a big enough issue to instill some laws that are going to stop that.
And in some of these countries where women try to fight against domestic violence, their testimony is only worth half that of a man's.
And if they refuse anything, sometimes they're harmed, otherwise killed.
And their abuse is not being recognized.